for Gianni Morbidelli, both front corners off his footwork forward, and that again is the consequence. You can see that's at the R130, and look, he's just more or less gone straight off into the, well, in fact, this is at the back of the pits, the quickest of the S's, the long left-hand corner. He's just lost control, shot off the track, hit the tower wall on the right-hand side on the outside. Fortunately, Gianni, short guy, feet well back from the front of the car, no damage to him, but that car again in a precarious part, well, it's off the circuit, but here we see, look at the tires, wheels flying everywhere, cars spinning. Now those were the front, right front, left front wheels went across the track. Fortunately, there you see one of them drunkenly making its way to the inside of that corner.
Trouble area highlighted on the top right of your screen with Gianni Morbidelli's stricken footwork, while the gap between Michael Schumacher, race leader, and Damon Hill, while Schumacher passes that footwork at the moment, is now 7.7 seconds. I have a feeling, John, that Damon Hill, if the conditions are like this, and on the right, incidentally, we just caught a glimpse of JJ Lehto's Sauber teammate. Oh, and that Morbidelli-Brundle.
And Martin was a man who was utterly dominant through Saturday's wet qualifying and Sunday morning's wet warm-up. And there you see heavy impact on the right rear of Morbidelli-Brundle.
Red flag.
So this race is going to be halted. There are cars in precarious positions. The conditions themselves are just about undrivable. I mean, a man, and there you see again a similar situation to Gianni Morbidelli, and that is just more or less where the pit lane starts. If you go about 100 yards behind that, now marshals crowding onto the track, waved yellow flags, very courageous indeed, because those waved yellow flags are appearing before the stationary red flag is out. Now, well, we see that Michael Schumacher has again slowed right down to a walking pace, and he in fact is going to bring his car onto the grid, and he's being waved by the marshals to come to a stop just under the Marlborough Bridge, which is in fact about midway on the grid. Damon Hill doing likewise. So I'm sure many of those team managers who made their way up to race control will be very unhappy, very angry indeed. And Jean Alesi, using a little bit too much horsepower, he's shot out of the chicane and having to get the anchors out very quickly indeed to bring his car to a standing stop. Nigel Mansell, Heinz Harold Frentzen, fourth and fifth, and Mika Hakkinen, the surviving McLaren Peugeot. So the first six cars stationary on the start-finish straight, and Mark Blundell is the next one up. And there, Ron Dennis, he will be unhappy. I'm sure Jackie Oliver of Footwork Ford will feel likewise that this race has maybe not been run to the level of responsibility that they would consider to be correct. Here again you can have a look and see, and that is, well, that's nice Mark Fulton. That was a big nasty moment indeed. Look at bits of car, and he went behind the car of Gianni Morbidelli. There's a marshal standing there. He didn't even know. A marshal got down on his hands and knees. He didn't even know there was an accident happening until he heard the bang, the horrible sound, the thump. Left front missing, right rear missing. Fortunately, no damage to Martin Brundle or to any of those marshals who were in position removing Gianni Morbidelli's footwork for the safety.
The end of lap 15. The Japanese Grand Prix has been stopped. A red flag here at Suzuka. Mika Hakkinen running back to a place that's dry. Is he running back to the stewards? I think he is. I think he wants to go and see the race director to talk about decisions being made here at Suzuka. Well, I don't think we can actually look into the race director's room. Well, this is a replay of Martin Brundle. No, this is Gianni Morbidelli's shunt, isn't it? No, it's Brundle's shunt. Oh, everybody very lucky indeed.
I mean, that's one of the most frightening accidents I've ever seen here in the commentary with Eurosport. I mean, Martin had no chance whatsoever. He was a passenger of his car. And there, I think, in fact, maybe there has been injury, because that car has probably, this marshals around, and this is, I suspect, the true reason why we have seen this race red flag. There has been an injury to somebody, and I suspect it's been one of the corner workers, Brundle, making his way back to the pits along with Gianni Morbidelli. Now, one of those marshals may well have been struck by parts of bodywork, maybe a wheel and tire, and that is a very concerning moment indeed, because those men are courageous. They go out in all conditions to retrieve a car. They were working on Gianni Morbidelli's footwork forward, and there we see him being taken to the ambulance, and he will be taken back to the medical center here in the Suzuka circuit. So, it's very, very upsetting sight indeed.
The Japanese Grand Prix is being stopped, and there we see the marshal being hit by the McLaren. The race is stopped, and we're going to take a break here on Eurosport.